Hi, kindergarten. This week we're going to start a project of making a train. So this will take us this week and next week to finish. Okay, so you need a big piece of paper. It doesn't have to be blue, but this is going to be the background paper. And my paper is 18 inches long and 9 inches tall. And then you'll also need a piece of white paper, a black marker or crayon, and two colors of green if you have it. So the first thing I'm going to draw is the tracks for the train. Now, it's not going to look like railroad tracks. It's just going to be a black line, but it's going to be a kind of wavy line. And now I want it to be a little bit thicker. So I'm going to do another one, and then I'm going to color in between. So now I'm just going to color that in so that it's black. And you don't have to use black. If you want to use brown, you could use brown. Okay, now at the bottom, I'm going to use my green crayons to make grass. So I'm just drawing little lines all over the bottom. So this is going to take a couple minutes because I'm doing two colors. And you can see I'm not really taking my time to make them perfect. I'm just drawing little lines all over. Okay, one color done. Now, if you only have one color of green, you could just use your one color. I just think it stands out nicer if you use two colors. All right, so there my grass is done and my tracks are done. So now I'm going to take the background and put it to the side, and I'm going to get my white paper. Now, we cannot make our train all that big. So each car is not going to be that big. So I'm taking my paper and I'm going to fold it over carefully so it meets the edges on both sides. And then I'm going to use my scissors and cut on that fold line. And then I'm going to fold that piece in half once and then fold it again. And then when I unfold it, I have 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to just cut on those lines. Now, I only need 3 of them. So the extra one, I'm going to put to the side. So I need 3 of those. They're going to be the train cars. Now I'm going to go back to the piece I have left, and I'm going to fold it again, about as far as I did the last time. And then I'm going to cut on the fold. And then I'm going to, let's see, fold it in half. And this time I'm going to cut it after I fold it in half. And then I'm going to put it up to my cars just to see, okay, that's a little tall. So I want to cut some of that off. All right, that's good. Now this one's going to be the engine. That's why I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. So now I'm going to draw a line to show you, and you could do this with a pencil, how you're going to cut this out. So I drew a line up from the corner, and then I'm going to draw a line across, and then I'm going to draw that up to the top. And now I'm going to cut on those lines. Okay, now with this little piece I have left, I'm going to draw the funnel of the engine. So I'm going to draw a line across here, and then I want it to come down into that shape. And then I'm going to cut on those lines. And that will go right there. Alright, so now I'm going to get rid of my white scrap paper. And I'm going to get my background again. And now I'm going to glue the cars onto the track. So I'm going to start up here with the engine. And I'm gluing it just like it's sitting on top of the track because we're going to have to put wheels on our train. Okay, so there's the engine, and then I'm going to glue the cars on like that. All right, now I'm going to make the connections between the cars. So I'm going to draw a little line from each car, and then just like a little square like that. So I'm going to do that to each one. And I'm using a black marker, but you could use a black crayon, whatever you have. Okay, so now my train cars are connected, and they're glued to the background. And the last thing I'm going to do this week is add some details to the train cars. So I'm going to draw like 3 lines here for the front of the train. I'm going to draw a big window where the conductor sits. And now these are the railway cars that carry the cargo, or the things that the train is carrying from place to place. So I'm going to start with one that just has a rectangle on it, and then I'm just going to draw some straight lines down like that. The next one, again, I'm drawing a big rectangle, and then I'm going to draw 2 smaller rectangles inside of it. And the last one, I'm going to again draw a rectangle, and this time I'm going to make an X like that. All right, so that's it for part 1. Next week we will put the wheels on the train, we will color the train, and we will put some cargo in the train. All right, I will see you then. Have a great week.